Well, Colombia grew 3.2% last year. We expect growth to be this year 3%, slightly below what we had in 2015. But we have to consider that Colombia suffered a massive shock, or a series of shocks that together constitute a very large shock for the country. On the one hand, large turbulence in international financial markets, a dramatic drop in oil prices, and El Niño, which in the Colombian case results in very severe droughts. Actually, this is maybe the worst El Niño ever for Colombia. I think it's remarkable that Colombia, in spite of those shocks, has managed to grow above 3% in 2015 and probably around 3% this year if you compare it with growth in the rest of the region. Latin America as a whole last year probably contracted in terms of GDP growth. And this year, again, we're going to perform, we expect, much better than a lot of countries. Among the large countries in the region, the only one that performed better than Colombia is Peru. Well, we can divide the year into the first half and the second half. The first half is going to be about peace. We expect the negotiations to end before the end of March, and Colombians going to vote in favor or against the peace process. We expect it's going to be in favor of the peace process maybe before the end of July. So the first semester is going to be all about peace. In the second semester, it's up to the Ministry of Finance, because we're going to discuss in Congress a structural tax reform. Colombia has had a lot of tax reforms in the past few years, but if you think about when was the last time Colombia actually went to Congress and approved the structural tax reform, you have to go back 30 years to the mid-80s. So we have a very important opportunity. We have a fiscal rule that we have to comply with, and if we want to keep on spending to improve coverage in health, education, the improvement of our infrastructure, we need additional taxes, because the drop in oil prices has resulted in a drop in terms of revenues for the government of around 3% of GDP. So Colombian society is going to have a very deep discussion about where it wants to go in terms of both peace and in terms of having a strong state that can finance development in the years to come. So it's going to be a very eventful year for Colombia.